Hey guys, welcome to Zypher aka Tech Fortitude, and today in this video we're gonna see how to install a home server at your home without spending any money. For example, this is my home server and I've installed it on my Raspberry Pi. Here's a quick tour of that. So guys, this is my server actually. So this is not my server. That's my server. And actually, I would like to show you show you in a very detailed way. But the thing is, my friend is using the server. Okay, so he's not in my house actually. He's in his house, but still he'll be able to use my server at my location using Tailscale VPN. Okay, so now actually, if you look at my setup, I actually have two routers. One is for connecting all my home appliances like my computer, laptop, phones, and my TV and etc. I also have another router. So that router is basically connected to my server. So it is dedicated for my server only, and no devices are connected to that particular router. And if you see here, my server is actually powered using a Raspberry Pi 4. I think I can show you that. So this is my DIY case for my server. So let me just show you quickly. So this is Raspberry Pi, and if you see here, it is connected to an Intel stock cooler. So I modified the pins of this cooler to make it compatible with Raspberry Pi 4. And then I have two hard drives. Okay, so basically I have two hard drives. One is for storing my documents and files. So this is a 1 terabyte hard drive, and this is an 112 gigabyte of SSD. Okay, so this is an external SSD, this is an internal SSD. This is for storing files and sharing files and everything regarding my work. And this is only for media streaming, which means I'll store all my movies, TV shows, web series, etc. on my Jellyfin, and that Jellyfin data will be stored on this hard drive. So basically I have two hard drives, so that's how it works. And of course you need to connect the server using Ethernet. So if you're doing this, please make sure that your device has Ethernet connection, because wireless connection is not suitable for this. Okay, so let's get back into the tutorial. I hope you liked my Raspberry Pi server setup, and here is the web interface of my server. Not only that, I can even access the files of my server, or I can just go to Windows File Explorer and I can just view all my files, and I can access the server directly from this file explorer. It's just like another folder in my computer, but the thing is, all the files stored here is not stored in my computer, it is stored in the server. So it's that simple. And we're also going to install Jellyfin. So this is Jellyfin, and Jellyfin is like a private Netflix for yourself, and you'll be storing all your movies, web series, your TV shows in Jellyfin, and you can view it. It is totally customizable. And then this third thing we're gonna do is we're going to configure a NAS, which means the thing which we saw before, like accessing the files from a Windows Explorer. And then we're gonna install a VPN connection, which is Tailscale, and we're going to share it outside the network so that you can even access the server outside your home network, and you can even share it to your colleagues, friends, or anyone. And the best part of this particular installation is you have your own app store, so you can just install any kind of apps just from App Store, just like installing it from your Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's so easy. So we're gonna do that right away. So without any further ado, let's get started. So we're gonna install home server, right? So what do you need? Well, actually you need a computer. You need two computers. One is for installing the home server, then next computer is going to be your home server. So you need two computers, and you need to install Debian Linux on that. No other distributions are supported, so please install Debian. The next thing is you need to have a secondary hard drive. It can be an internal SSD, HDD, or even an external HDD or SSD. It's your wish. Or you can have your own Cruiser Blade. You can even have your SanDisk. It is your wish. I recommend you to have the storage of about 500 and above, because you're gonna store a lot of files in your server, so you definitely don't want to run out of storage. So please make sure that it has higher storage amount. Okay, so now without any further ado, let's get started. So first of all, we need a computer with Debian installation, and I am going to use VirtualBox for that because I have installed Debian as a virtual machine in my VirtualBox. So let me just open that. So let me just start Debian. Okay, so we have a pretty cool installation of the vanilla Debian, and no other packages are installed. I have fixed that user is not in sudo file error. If you want to fix that in your installation, you can just refer to my video. And I have figured out the IP address. I have made the network interface as a bridged adapter so that I can connect it outside the virtual machine. So if you want to do that, the link is also in the description box down below. So now we can just start the installation. So first of all, you need to know the IP address of your Linux machine, which means the machine which is going to be working as your server. So for that, let me just go ahead and open up terminal. So this is my terminal, and type IPA, and inside that you should see the IP address. Okay, so this is going to be our IP address of the Debian machine. So now what we need to do is we need to connect it through SSH. So we don't want to end up without connecting to SSH. So I want to make sure that you need to connect to SSH. So go to your another machine, which means the machine which is going to be helpful for installing the server, and open up an SSH client, or even you can use terminal, but I'm going to use putty. Now type in the IP address of your machine, of your Linux machine, and accept, and log in as your regular user, and type in your password, and boom. So now we are inside this. Okay, so now let's just start the process. Okay, so first of all, let's start by updating the interface. So sudo apt update. Good. And now you need to go to your web browser and go ahead and open up Openmediavault Debian installation guide. Link is also in the description box down below. So you can just go to this link and copy all these commands. So you need to paste them in your Debian virtual machine. But the thing is, you need to go and log in as root. So I'm going to type su and type in my root password, cd, and clear. And now we need to paste this link, hit enter. Good. Next thing is you need to copy this entire pile of code and then just paste it right here and hit enter. The next thing is we need to go all the way down to this, and we're gonna install Openmediavault. So this is going to be taking some while, so we need to wait. And during this installation, your desktop environment will be fully uninstalled. So you'll just reboot your system, and you're just going into the command line, that the default TTY1 login. So here you can see that it's removing GNOME. You may have seen it. So now let's wait for the installation. So now the installation is completed, and now we can just if we just take a look at our operating system, we can see that Debian is now entirely uninstalled all of its graphical components. So now what we can do is we can just go ahead and restart our Debian system. So type reboot, sudo reboot, and wait for the system for rebooting. So it will be taking some time, so let's wait. Okay, so now we can see that we have entirely uninstalled the default Debian components, and we have Openmediavault installed on our system. So that's actually a pretty good thing. And now we're going to just do all the post installation process. So let's do that. So we can do that by just going into our SSH client once again, which means we're gonna go to putty, and inside putty I'm gonna type in my IP address 67. And I'm gonna log in as root because we cannot log in as our default user now. So root, type in your root password. Now we're inside the machine as root, and now you need to go ahead and paste these last two commands onto the terminal. So let's do that. Okay, and then we're gonna just type this command. Done. So now we can see that the installation is succeeded. So now if we just go to our browser and type in the IP address of our machine, of our Debian machine, it just loads Openmediavault. Where is it? I want to know my IP address. IPA. Come on, 167. Where is it? 167. Okay, so yeah, I just okay, so now just type in the admin. The username is admin, and now the default password is Openmediavault. And then we're inside Openmediavault. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and plug in our secondary hard drive. I don't have a secondary hard drive, so I'm gonna plug in another SanDisk onto my computer, and then I'm gonna connect it to my virtual machine. Okay, so now it's connected. So first of all, you need to configure the storage for the NAS server. Okay, so we're gonna do that by just going to storage, go to disks, and make sure that your hard drive is recognized in the disks. Then just click this eraser tool to wipe all the data inside your hard drive or your storage. Okay, so now just close that and go to file systems, and inside file systems just click on this create and mount a file system and click on ext4 and select the device, your hard drive or your storage medium. Just save. So it's going to be creating a new file system, so it will take some time. Let's wait. Okay, so now it's completed. Now just close this, and then from here select a new file system and then click on the file system which you just created and click on save. And then a yellow thing should be appeared right here. Yeah, apply that, and you can see that the status is online, which means our file system is online. It is idle to be used. The next thing is we need to just create a shared folder, and then we need to configure SMB and connect it through our Windows File Explorer. Now just go to shared folders from here, click on create, and we're gonna name it as let's say test folder or test. Okay, and then select the file system which you just created and click on save, and then just wait for the thing to appear. Yeah, now apply. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go to users and click on the users, and here you can add any new user, or you need to you just need to get the permission to write or read the content of that particular shared folder. We can do that, but before that we need to configure the user password. So I'm gonna type my user password pretty quick. Good, save, and yeah, apply. Good. Okay, so now it is configured. Now click here and click on shared folder permissions, and here we have the test shared folder. Just click on read/write and save, and again click on apply. Yeah, there we go. Click on yes, and then go to services and go to SMB/CIFS, and from here just go to settings and click on enabled, right here, and scroll down and click on save, and from here just wait and apply the changes. Okay, yeah, so now what we need to do is we need to go to shares, and inside shares go to create, and then click on the select a shared folder and select the shared folder which you just created. Just go ahead and save it and wait for the yellow thing to appear. Yeah, click on apply, and that's it. So now we can see that we have completed almost every single step. So now we need to connect it to the Windows File Explorer as to make it work as a NAS. So just go to your File Explorer, go to this PC, right click here and click on add a new network location, click next, and then type 2 backslashes and the IP address of your server. So it's the IP address, and then again a backslash, and then type the shared folder name, and then just go ahead and click on next. And for the username, just type your username, and your password, you need to type the password. And if you don't want to authenticate every single time you visit the shared folder, you can just click this box, but I don't want that, so I'll just click on OK. And now from here we're gonna type test server as the name for the server, and boom. So now we have ourselves working server with a shared folder setup as a NAS. So now what we need to do is we can do all sort of things like we do in a regular folder. We can create a new folder, and we can go inside that folder and we can create a new text file. So it's that simple, and we can just go inside that and we can type test document and hello world, and then just save that. So this is how it works. Now we're gonna move to the second phase of the tutorial. We're gonna install Jellyfin on our server. So for installing Jellyfin, you can just go ahead and go to Jellyfin's website. So Jellyfin download, and then go to downloads Jellyfin and go to server, and from here just click on this install instructions and just copy this command. Now you need to install a package called curl intend to make this installation work. So type apt install curl. Now wait for it, and then yeah, so now just paste that curl command right here and hit enter. So this is going to take some time, and here we have some instructions, and yeah, so this is going to be very simple, so watch this. Okay, so actually you can install Jellyfin straight from CasaOS, but the thing is we cannot I mean I don't know how to get the authentication for the folders because it's not displaying there. And if I look up the tutorial on online, I just don't find any solution for that. So that's why we're gonna install Jellyfin, and that's why we're gonna use Jellyfin before CasaOS, and then we're gonna install CasaOS later on. So it's going to be that. Okay, so now we can see that thank you for installing Jellyfin and happy watching, which means Jellyfin is now installed. So we can just go to the IP address 67, but you need to type a colon and type 8096 because that's the port Jellyfin uses. If we hit enter, we can see welcome to Jellyfin. So now just click on next and set up a admin username. I'm gonna set up an admin username under my name, and then type in the password for your user, hit next, and you need to add a media library here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually you can refer to the documentation right here, you know, for the okay, so this is the structure of Jellyfin. Okay, you're gonna just configure a folder, and inside the folder you're going to just paste in the movie, you know, with the name and the year of the title released, and then you're just going to paste the movies there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same test folder. You can create a new folder on a separate hard drive for Jellyfin if you want, but I don't want to do that. I'll just go ahead and create a new folder here, and then I'm going to name the folder as movies. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and paste a real movie in that. So for that, let me just go into my original Jellyfin server, and if I go to movies, I have pretty good options. Let me just take Interstellar for an example. I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna paste it to my movies folder right here. So you can even see the speed of the server, guys. Okay, it is depending on the network speed of your particular server, and also you need to make sure that you have connected it to an Ethernet. So wireless connections are a bit clingy, so please make sure that you have connected to Ethernet for pretty good speed. I think Openmediavault is not configured to be connected to wireless connections, so by default you'll be configuring it through an Ethernet connection. Meanwhile, we can just go to Jellyfin and click on Add Media Library. The content type is movies, the display name is movies. We're gonna go ahead and click on the folder, and here we can see that the disk is listed here, and inside that we have a shared folder test. Inside that we have movies as a shared folder. Click on OK, and then you can just you can just change this according to your needs. Click on OK, click on next. The country is India, so India, next, and then click next and finish. Okay guys, so now we can see that we have installed Jellyfin, and meanwhile our Interstellar is still copying. We need to wait. Meanwhile, let's see whether we can log in to our account. Okay, so we can see that Interstellar is listed here. You know, that's how it works. So Interstellar is Interstellar is copied, and Interstellar is now listed onto our Jellyfin server. Let's see whether the movie plays. And yeah, the movie is also playing. It is super cool, right? So now we have our own Netflix, which is Jellyfin, installed. The next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna install CasaOS. So let's do that. Okay, so now let me just close all this and let me open Putty, and inside Putty I'm going to type, so you need to change the port of Openmediavault first. Before installing CasaOS, you need to change the port of Openmediavault, because CasaOS is going to be installed on the default port, which is 80, but we know that Openmediavault uses the default port as 80 before, so we need to change the port of Openmediavault. So let's do that by typing OMV first aid, and inside there just go to just go to configure workbench, and we can see that the default port is 80 or anything you need, any port, and just click OK and wait. Okay, so now we can see that the port has changed. So if we just go to 192.168.0.67, the port won't open, but if we type the port correctly, now Openmediavault is opening. So now we can install CasaOS. We are free to do that. So just type the same curl command, and here we go. CasaOS is now installing, so let's wait. Okay guys, so now we can see that CasaOS is now installed, and if we just go to the default port of our server, we can see CasaOS is now loaded. Now let's create a new account here. I'm gonna name the account as Siddharth, and then we're gonna type in the password. Too simple. Oh, okay, let's say good, same thing. Okay, so now CasaOS is installed, right? But you may ask me, where is Jellyfin? Jellyfin Openmediavault, it is not listed here, right? We can do that. Okay, so first of all, let me just explore CasaOS. So we have all our resources listed here, and we do also have our app store listed here. We can install all sorts of things, you know, like in my server I have Databag, I have Uptime Kuma, I have Port Trainer. You know, you can install anything. But where is Jellyfin? Let me show you. Okay, sis, just go to Jellyfin, just type Jellyfin and search for the icon. Yeah, so this is the default Jellyfin icon. Now just copy the image address. Why? Let me just show you. Okay, just click on this plus icon and add external link, and from here we're gonna type in the we're just gonna type in the port with the IP address with 0.167, and then the title is Jellyfin, and we're gonna type in the we're gonna paste the icon URL right here. But before that, we need to connect it to a VPN, because with connecting to VPN you can just share this server to any of your colleagues, friends, or anyone. So let's do that first, okay? And then later on we'll be adding Jellyfin. So go ahead and click on new tab and type Tailscale and go to the first link. So this is Tailscale. This is like a private VPN. Just go to download and go to Linux and copy this command right here, and then just clear and paste this command and hit enter. Now we need to wait. So this is going to be installed on our server. So by connecting this, we can access our server outside the network or from anywhere. Okay, so now it's done. Now type Tailscale up and hit enter and wait. Okay, so this is going to be taking some time. We need to wait. So now we can see that we need to authenticate our Tailscale installation. Just copy this link and then just go to your browser and paste this link, hit enter, and sign in with your Tailscale account. I'm gonna sign in with my Tailscale account and connect the device to your Tailnet, and then we're done. So you can go to the console, and now we can see that Debian is now connected. So this is my server. We can copy the IP address. So this is the masked IP address of the Tailscale version of your server. So all your machines inside your Tailnet can access this machine, and if you want to share this outside your Tailnet, like your friend or colleagues, you can just click on share right here, and you can generate and copy this invite link and share it to your friends, and they just click it and sign to their Tailscale account, and they can access this machine too. For example, my server is this Raspberry Pi, and it is connected to all my friends. It will be listed here. So that's how it works. So now we can just see whether the IP address is working or not. So just paste the masked IP address, hit enter, and boom. So this is our CasaOS installation. So let me just log in to my CasaOS pretty quick. Oops. And now we have the CasaOS logged in with our VPN connection, and we can share this machine easily. We can create new users on Openmediavault, and not only this particular installation, you can even access Jellyfin, or you can even connect SSH through this Tailscale VPN. So that's how it works. and yeah, you can start using your server from now onwards, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye. Please make sure that you click on subscribe, share and like this video, and also subscribe to Tech Fortitude, and I'll see you guys in my next installation video. Bye.